All right, it's recording.
So let's start with introductions.
Right. So, my name is Bob. I am a hopeless nerd. Navy veteran, 6 years. Love nerd stuff. And this is my co-host, John. John, tell the people about yourself.
I am John, also a hopeless nerd, Navy veteran of 4 years. I'm into just about anything sci-fi and fantasy, and I play tabletop role-playing games with Bob here, and we're just here to talk about sci-fi franchises we've each neglected.
Yep. And there are a lot out there. There's too much to care about. But, John, much to his shame, has evidently never watched all of the original Star Trek, the OG, if you will.
I grew up on TNG and Voyager. What do you want?
Well, I didn't start watching Star Trek till I was an adult. What do you want? My first Star Trek was Enterprise.
Oh man, that was late in my Star Trek addiction.
I mean, maybe that's why I have such a fond spot for Enterprise, is it's my first Enterprise, or my first Star Trek.
That makes sense.
I actually think Enterprise is a good show. It's not a great show, but it's a good show.
Yeah, I still like Voyager, and in the last few years, I've come to see a lot of the flaws in Voyager's writing, but Voyager was the one that I grew up watching with my whole entire family.
Yeah.
We would all gather together and watch Voyager together every time we could. And so Voyager became a core childhood experience for me.
I get that. It's a shame it's just kind of meh. What is the saying? Perfectly acceptable Star Trek.
I mean, I suppose, but there's something about it.
It's fine. Some episodes are great. And then some you just watch them because you're like, boy, this one's terrible.
Okay, yeah.
And you're just
let's never mention Threshold.
Which one's that? I don't even remember that one.
Well, that's the Warp 10 and Janeway and Paris.
Yes, of course. Yes, because they seem to have forgotten that Enterprise and TNG, or the original series, went like Warp 14.
Yeah, and that's the thing. A lot of Star Trek fans today are all about the canon of Star Trek, but really, if you look at it, and I've never even seen all of the original series, as you know, and that's part of why we're here. But let's face it, Star Trek canon didn't start being a thing until the 80s and 90s.
Really? Probably more the mid-90s, like when DS9 came out.
Right, exactly. It's those three shows in the 90s, TNG, DS9, and Voyager. They did a good job of remaining internally consistent with each other. Not a perfect job, but a good job of it.
Well, that's also because they were happening roughly at the same time, so
exactly.
It was easier.
Yeah, but that is something. They were all completely divorced from the original series.
Almost, yeah, almost. You can see a character from there, here and there, and that's it.
Yeah, warp factors are different. Star dates are different. Quadrants, how the galaxy is mapped is different.
Oh, they didn't have quadrants in TOS, as far as I know.
As far as I know, I'm pretty sure there are. No, I know I've heard references of quadrants in TOS, but they're talking about going to the Gamma Quadrant and the Delta Quadrant.
Well, they're talking about being out to the very edge of the galaxy, and there's a barrier there, and then they're going to the very center of the galaxy in one of the movies.
Right.
And you're like, how'd you get there so fast?
When they're saying quadrants, they're obviously not talking about quadrants of the actual galaxy
no, it's the quadrant that they're series. In doing the thing. Like you would be out at sea. This is the quadrant we're in right now.
Exactly. That's how quadrant was used in the original series. And then with Voyager, we really start to see quadrant be used to mean, 4 quadrants of the entire Milky Way galaxy.
DS9 did that first because of the wormhole.
Oh, you're right. DS9 and the Gamma Quadrant. Yeah, you're probably right about that.
I guess you sort of maybe in TNG you heard something about we're in the Beta Quadrant.
Yeah.
But the Beta Quadrant's like right there, part of
Yeah,
Klingon
because
spaces and
The Romulan Empire extends into the Beta Quadrant.
yeah, so that's all right there. Fairly close. I guess Earth is on the edge of the Alpha Beta Quadrant. I don't know. It's
I
weird.
guess.
It's fine.
Yeah, I mean, I've seen YouTube projects to map out, Star Trek. To me, there's no real need to map it out to the actual galaxy. It's an
fine.
adventure
Look,
show. It's fine.
One could even say that's not our universe, guy.
That's
another universe. You don't got to worry about that.
Well,
it doesn't need to make sense.
On the topic of Trek that we can just forget exists, like Threshold, basically, most any episode of Star Trek that focuses on evolution as a concept, we can just forget about. They really get evolution bad.
You can forget about it if you're thinking about it as that's our universe. But if you're like, that's a whole nother universe, that's fine. You can just go with it. It's fine. It's fine.
Maybe.
Who knows what it's like over there? I mean, it's similar, but clearly not the same.
I mean,
look at that thing that Worf devolved into in that one episode.
Yeah.
That was horrifying.
Logic would have to be suspended entirely for Star Trek style evolution to work. So, like, the progenitors that seeded their DNA in all these worlds.
That's just how they were trying to be like, this is why all the races look like people with stuff glued on them.
It's still a bad explanation, but
it's an explanation.
Regardless of that, I do love Star Trek. Mostly, I love it for providing an optimistic view of the future. The idea that no matter how bad things get, things will get better.
Yeah. I think that's important given the time and when we're recording this. For those of you who might find this in the way distant future, it's 2025, and things are marginal at best.
One could put it that way.
I think there's a lot of political divide today, and I think keeping neutral on that, we're both not neutral about that. We have our thoughts, but we'll try to leave them out of this as much as we can.
Right. That's not what this is about. This is just two guys talking about sci-fi together and watching shows that we haven't watched before that we really should have.
Or if we haven't seen them in a long time, maybe. So, like I said, we've spent the last basically 10 minutes talking about Star Trek, but we're going to do other stuff too, like John wants to do. Was it Stargate?
Yes.
Tell me a little bit about Stargate. I mean, I saw the movie once a zillion years ago, but
it's kind of riding on the coattails of the success of like the 90s era Star Trek. The movie and the TV series, although theoretically, I guess should be the same continuity. This TV series definitely references things in the movie. But it's really best to think of them as separate continuities, in my opinion, because the TV series does retcon a lot of the details out of the movie. The movie's important for some background. It's definitely a big part. But also, I would contend the first episode of the series, explicitly, they come right out and tell you they're changing the spelling of a character's name. They come right out and tell you that. So that tells me, yeah, we're not trying super hard to remain canon to this movie. We're doing our own thing.
Recall the movie being a little dark.
It is. And the series has its dark parts as well. It also has its lighthearted parts. It's basically, it starts out as episodic sci-fi. It moves into more connected storytelling later, but it really starts out as purely episodic sci-fi. The difference is, instead of transporting down to a different planet every episode like in Star Trek, they're dialing the gate to a different planet every episode.
My question is, they go to all these places and they know some of them are hostile. Why don't they take any kind of armor or a jeep? A tank. A lot of their problems could be solved if they could have driven a tank through there.
The gate's just not that big.
there are small tanks, so you're not fitting an Abrams through there, but you can get a small tank in through
Okay,
there.
in theory, but do
Or
you
a
know
tankette.
where they keep the Stargate at?
It's in what is that place out in Wyoming or
Cheyenne
Mountain. Yeah,
A real life bunker under a mountain. Now, granted, that's not actually the set, but they use stock footage of the entry to Cheyenne Mountain
Sure.
all the time in the series.
sure.
It's their standard B-roll. They show footage of the entry gate at Cheyenne, like Star Trek shows footage of the ship.
Yeah. Oh, look, it's the outside. Hey, there's a thing. That's
Yeah.
all right. We're done with that.
But regardless, so in universe in the show, it's supposed to be taking place in this bunker under a mountain.
Mm-hmm.
You're not driving tanks down all these levels through all these, because it's deep underground. It's like 30 stories
What about
underground.
a Jeep or a four-wheeler?
Through elevators?
A four-wheeler doesn't weigh that much.
That's true.
Like,
In
Wouldn't that
general,
have solved a lot of their problems if they'd at least had that kind of mobility?
I'm not sure, because a lot of what they run into is pretty localized in the areas they're at, which is kind of a ridiculous conceit of the show, but it is one of the core conceits of the show.
Or you have fire teams go through and set up, hey,
That they do.
That
they
these
straight
guys
up
set
do.
up guard the gate, and then the rest of us go explore.
They straight up do that crap.
Do they?
Yeah.
It's been too long since I've seen it. See, I remember Atlantis, and that's a whole nother story. Okay.
Yeah, sometimes they don't, but remember that there are multiple SG teams in the show. That's why the show is called SG-1.
Because it's following that team.
It's following that specific team. That is SG-1. And they are the team, it's kind of like the bridge officers of the Enterprise. They are the team going through first. They are the team making the first exploration of a planet. And there might be subsequent follow-up, but that's not what that team is doing generally.
Yes. The second contact team.
Yeah, like in the Star Trek Lower Decks. We're not following the second contact people. We're following the first contact people. So, and SG-1 is just a core team of 4. And they kind of need everybody. And their core mission, at least to start out, their core mission is not to directly take on the Goa'uld, because that would just be a very, very, very bad idea. The Goa'uld outclass human technology in every way. The core mission, as you can imagine from the American military-industrial complex, which is what's behind the whole Stargate program, not Star Trek. As you can imagine from the American military-industrial complex, their whole mission isn't to explore strange new worlds. It's to acquire advanced alien technologies.
Well, yeah, because they got their butt kicked in that movie.
Oh, yes.
All right.
And we'll get to that when we watch the first episode of SG-1. But yeah, it's firmly established that the Goa'uld are going to be a threat to all of Earth, and we need to prepare.
Right. So this has been kind of just an introductory, an about us. It probably doesn't make a lot of sense. It probably sounds kind of incoherent. But again, it's just two guys talking. Eventually there might be drinking. Probably not tonight, though. So...
Well, I just wanted one thing, to be fair. Neither of us have any experience making any online content whatsoever.
Nope. Well, I did make something for college once. But
I mean,
that didn't go on the internet other than it got put on a YouTube channel that the teacher looked at, and then that was it.
I uploaded a short clip of when I was at a park full of snow monkeys in Japan once.
Oh, you saw the snow monkeys? See, we were both stationed in Japan, in case we didn't make that clear. Though we were at the different Navy bases.
Yeah, I saw the snow monkeys.
That's awesome.
Well, if you remember what I'll leave for any potential listeners as I'll just refer to as my most infamous sea story, and you know what I'm referring to.
I do know. And you do not want to know.
In the aftermath of my most infamous sea story, I was left with very little money. as you can imagine.
Yeah, oh
Bob.
no, I imagine.
So where I was on leave for that week and where I had plans to go down and see Hiroshima and take the bullet train and see all of Japan, I ended up only being able to afford to go on a single MWR tour that went up north to see the snow monkeys.
That sounds awesome. I never did do that.
Oh,
I
it
did
was
go.
cool.
I did go to Nagasaki, and I did go to Hiroshima. I've been to both of those places, and then, given my interest now, I neglected to go see the Mikasa while I was in Yokosuka, and that makes me sad now. I mean, I saw it there, but I didn't go aboard, and I should have, especially given my current interest. But I wasn't as interested back then. So, anyway, so things we're going to be covering on this show: Star Trek, the original series, Stargate. When I run out of Star Trek to show them, we won't have run out of Stargate. So then we'll move into something else like Firefly. And maybe, I mean, we both have seen pretty much all the other Star Trek after that, but we might talk about that. Or we might find something else. Maybe we'll talk about books. We're both a fan of the Expeditionary Force books. They're great. Maybe we'll discuss some of that. Who knows? So anyway, that's going to be it for this little pilot episode. Say bye to the people, John.
Goodbye.
Yeah, don't wave at them. They can't see you.
Oh, okay. But I gesture. I talk with my hands. You know that. But goodbye. Have fun. Be safe. And we hope you listen again.
That's right. Be safe. And if you can't be safe, be brave.